Good morning. Figured I'd do a quick video since my TV hit got canceled about something that I keep seeing consistently on social media. This, of course, has come up in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, which is that people are saying that you can't marry church and state, that you can't have religion and politics, and there are people who legitimately believe that your Christianity should not inform your politics, which is false. They take the separation of church and state in the wrong way and completely out of context, and they don't really understand what a Christian conservative is and what it is not. So I'm going to clarify a couple of things. First of all, in a letter in, I believe it was 1802, from Thomas Jefferson, he clarified the separation of church and state, which is in essence this, that the government cannot compel you to worship in a certain way or have a certain religion. They cannot do that by law. They cannot do that by force. And so, in earnest, the separation of church and state meant that the government stays away from the church, not the other way around. It was a protection for people who worship God. That's the first thing. The misnomer that I hear constantly about Christian conservatives is that they treat the Constitution like the Bible, they treat the Bill of Rights like the Bible, and that is also not true. I want to be perfectly clear. The Christian conservatives believe that the Bible is the foundation of their beliefs. Since Christian conservatives who live in the United States of America and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights is the law of the land, then you would want to read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights to understand the law by which you are governed. Now, if you read the Bible, which I read a stat that 70% of Christians have not read the Bible, which is a little scary. If you have not read it, you need to read it, study it more than once, several times. Just keep doing it. But I digress. So the Bible is the foundation. If you live in the United States, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights is the law of the land. So you really should read all three to have a proper understanding of the rules for your life, if you believe the Bible to be true. When it comes to the politics of it all, then you have to decide, okay, well, what kinds of candidates would I support? What kinds of leaders would I support? Well, again, if you believe the Bible to be the basis and you understand the Constitution, then you would want someone who abides by that, or at least most closely aligns to your belief. And I think this is very important. We live in an imperfect world with imperfect men, and all of our leaders are going to be imperfect people until Jesus comes back. That's just a fact. And if you read the Bible, you understand that, and you're not looking for perfect leaders. So, because they don't exist. No perfect, not since Jesus was here on earth did that exist. So when you understand that, then, at least this is how I did it, then you would want to look at the political platforms and what these people believe in, and this is key, align that most closely with what God says and with what the Constitution says secondarily. So it's Bible, then the Constitution, right? And to me, it's really that simple. I don't know how you don't, if you've read all three of those things, the Bible, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, I don't know how you don't land on the right. But that's just like my own personal thing. The fact of the matter is most people are spiritually and intellectually lazy and won't bother to do this and look up the facts. But you need to, especially if you're going to be in these social media streets with your whole chest talking about your beliefs. You need to have some facts to back it up. You need to have some meat to back up what your beliefs are. And I think the left's frustration with people like Charlie Kirk and other Christian conservatives is that whenever you have an argument that is a leftist type argument, they can easily be brought down with scriptures and the Constitution. And it's very hard to fight that. So I would just implore you, especially if you're in the middle, if you're on the fence, read all these things and read the party platforms. They're important. That's what these people tell you the laws are going to be, the laws that they are going to have to govern your life. So you need to look at that and read it. Don't use personality and charisma, okay? And even people who talk in ways that make you feel good, because that does not always work either. When Jesus came to earth, he was a very controversial figure, and the way that he spoke was very controversial, and ultimately he was killed because of the things that he said. All the apostles except for one were martyred because of the things that they said that brought division and were controversial. So I just wanted to clear that up, and I just needed my 5 minutes of video today. I hope that clears it up. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and have a phenomenal day.